is a quadratic function. Once you will revise and you will find that it's written already in the general form. So please repeat again, Johanna, what did you say?
y equal ax power of 2 plus bx plus c.
Equal ax power 2 plus bx plus a plus c. Okay, so I prepared already questions. To revise, some questions to revise with you. Yes, Bomke, you are raising your hand, honey. Do you have a question?
Yes, I wanted to answer.
You want to answer? Okay. Let me show you something. So, for example, if you have a question like this in your quiz, compare and graph the following with f of x equal x to the power of 2 and g of x equal 1 over 8 x to the power of 2 minus 3. Then how we can solve this question, grade 9? How we can solve this question, grade 9? Okay, Laura, go on. A, it will be how many?
3.
A equal 3. B equal
-6.
-6. And
C is 4.
B equal 4. Thank you. And we want now to calculate, to find the axis of symmetry. So what is the axis of symmetry? It will be, we said, equal negative b over 2a, right? Then negative b over 2a, it will be equal. We will start to substitute.
1.
Then negative 6 over how many? Over 2 time a equal how many? Equal 3. So as you said, we have equal 1, right? So the axis of symmetry now is 1. What else? We want to know what is the minimum or maximum value. Also, in another question, we can ask about, right, the vertex, if you want to calculate the vertex. Is there anyone can tell me how we are going to calculate the vertex, grade 9?
We're gonna
Yes.
substitute with the axis of symmetry.
Exactly, very good. So we have to substitute by using the axis of symmetry. So we have now the axis of symmetry equal 1, and then we will back to the equation and we will substitute. So you have, I have 3, and then open a parenthesis and put 1 to the power of 2, and then minus 6 times 1 plus 4. So the answer equal how many? So the answer equal how many? So 3 minus 6, it will be negative 3 plus 4 equal how many? Equal 1. Because 1 to the power of 2 equal 1 times 3. So it will be 3 minus 6 equal negative 3. Negative 3 plus, negative 3 plus 4 equal how many? Equal 1. So the vertex equal what now, grade 9?
1 and 1.
Yes, so I have the vertex now is 1 and 1. Now I prepared already the axis of symmetry and the minimum. This one, it will be minimum value or maximum value, grade 9. It will be minimum or maximum. It depends on what? How you will calculate it, how you will know that this one, it has a maximum or minimum value.
If it's upward, then it's minimum, and if it's downward, it's maximum.
Very good. And when you will know that this one is upward or downward, Laura?
By the sign of C.
Yes. Now, by the sign of A, right? So look at A. In front of A, we have 3. ال 3 is more than 1 or less than 1? More than 0 or less than 0? I'm sorry. 3
more.
more than 0, which means 3 here is positive. So if the coefficient before x to the power of 2 is positive, this will guide us to know that the parabola, it will be upward, and in this case we have a minimum value. But if the coefficient before x to the power of 2 is less than 0, which means it's negative, so the parabola, it will be downward, and in this case we have maximum value. Then again, in case the coefficient before x to the power of 2 or a is more than 0, so we said that more than 0, which means it will be positive, so the parabola, it will be upward, and we have a minimum value, right? But if it's a negative, so the parabola, it will be downward, and we have a maximum value. So for this question here, in this one, I have minimum or I have maximum value.
Minimum.
This one we have minimum. Very good, because the parabola, it will be upward or downward?
Upward.
Upward, thank you. So already, as you see, I made my steps and I found the answer. So I will enter here in this area, and I'm going to write what is the answer. He's looking for what? Grade 9 in this question. He's looking for what? For x of symmetry and minimum or maximum value. Then you will write in this part, you are going to write x of symmetry of the x of symmetry equal 1, and we have minimum or maximum? Minimum value equal 1. Okay, so you can write your answer normally. Use keyboard and then you will write. Understood this part? Then
Miss,
you
can
will,
you repeat the minimum or maximum portion?
okay, with all my pleasure, with all my pleasure. Then what, only I want to know how you can write, how you can use this one for the equation to write your answer. One, it will be upward, and which one it will be downward. You are going to check only the coefficient or the value of a, the number before x to the power of 2. So if the number before x to the power of 2 is positive, which means the parabola, it will be upwards like this. Okay? So once you have a parabola is upward, then we have minimum value. So this one now, it equal what, ya Hana? Equal, we can say that this one, it has minimum value. Okay, so we have minimum value. What about the second one? In case if I have the coefficient before x to the power of 2 is negative, then the parabola, it will be downward. And we have, in this region, we have what, ya Hana?
Negative, so it will be downward.
It will be downward, and once you have downward, so you have
Maximum value.
maximum value. Okay? Right. If you have the vertex and you want to know which one it will give us minimum and which one it will give us the maximum, then for any order pair, yani for example, if I'm going to give you the vertex, if you have the vertex like 2 and 7, where is the equation of x of symmetry? X of symmetry equal how many in this question? What is the x of symmetry? Yes, Ritesh?
2.
2, yes. to the axis of symmetry in this question, it will be equal to. What about this question? If I'm looking for a maximum or minimum value, so we have to look for what? The second number. So the second number, it will help us to know if this one is, we have maximum or minimum value. Then if you have the vertex and you want to describe the axis of symmetry or minimum or maximum value, yani for example, you have the graph like this مثلا. Okay, so and have this point was -1, was 1 and the -2. So this is represent what? 1 and -2. This represent what? 1 and -2 represented the vertex, right? I want to ask to answer the question. This was 1 مثلا, and this one was 4. In this chapter, from the quadratic function, we can ask about the vertex, we can ask about the maximum or minimum value, we can ask about the y-intercept, we can ask about the roots or the solution set for this equation. So all of this, we can find it from the graph, or we can find it algebraically by using a vertex. We will find the vertex like -b/2a, and then we will substitute to find the second part or the y coordinates in the vertex. Okay, any questions so far about this part? Any question? Okay. So we will back to the next question. For example, this question. Order the function from narrowest to widest. How we can arrange this bunch of functions from narrowest to widest? Who can answer? Who can answer? Farah Mahlab?
Yes, Miss صح.
Okay, حبيبتي. Could you please tell me how we can know or how we can arrange from narrowest to widest?
When A is greater, it is narrower.
When A is greater, so it is narrower. Yes. The value of A or absolute value of A يا فرح?
The absolute value of A.
The absolute value of A, yes. So which means if I want to arrange these numbers, which is in front of you, from narrowest to widest, it will be what?
It will be as it is.
Yes, we will not change, right?
Yeah.
We will not change. Okay. Abdurrahman Abu Talib, you are here? Abdurrahman Abu Talib? Abdurrahman? Ahmad Uta?
Yes, miss.
Good morning.
Miss, I entered late, sorry. My
Okay.
laptop had a problem.
Okay, يا يوسف. Okay, حبيبي. Ahmad Uta. Could you please repeat what we said? Agree what about Farah said? We want to know.
Yes.
Yes, we want to arrange from narrowest to widest. So what we have to do, yeah.
Find the absolute value of A, and the greatest value is the narrowest, and the lowest is the widest.
Okay, so we are going to find the absolute value of 4, and then the absolute value of -3, and then the absolute value of quarter, right? So the absolute value of 4, it will be equal 4. The absolute value of -3, it will be equal 3. The absolute value of quarter, it will be equal quarter, right? After that, we want to write the answer. So we will change, or how we will rearrange, yeah.
We'll keep it as it is.
It will be the same, right? We will not change.
Yes.
Now, how we are going to enter the answer in the quiz, then you are going to copy, يعني you will write normally. I want to write F, so press in your keyboard F, and then open a parenthesis, and then put X equal 4x to the power of 2. So this is the first one, and then leave a space. And then the second one is g, and then in your parentheses, g of x, okay, equal -3 3x to the power of 2. And then h of x equal quarter 1 over 4 x to the power of 2. Okay, and then you will press OK. So this is the answer which you are looking for. So we want order the functions from narrowest to widest. So first we will find the absolute value for a for each one, and then the greatest one, this is the narrowest one. Then it will be 4x to the power of 2, g of x equal -3x to the power of 2, and then h of x equal x to the power of 2. Any questions so far? Any question, grade 9? How you will answer this question?
The product equal 10
Yes,
and the
two
sum
numbers.
equal 11.
Very good. Two numbers, their product equal, did you remember when we said we will find AC, their product, we are looking for their product equal 10, and if you are going to add, so their sum should be equal 11, right? So which two numbers, their product, it will be equal 10, and their sum, it will be equal 11. How many times how many? Look at 10. What is the, how you can write the product which it will give us 10? 1 times 10, then or 2 times 5. Yes, Bomika. 1 times 10 or 2 times 5. Which one we are going to choose, ya Bomika? 1 times 10 or 2 times 5? We are looking for their sum should be equal 11. You are raising your hand, honey. Bomika. Okay, then we will say that 1 plus 10 equal 10. Sorry, 1 plus 10 equal 11. And 2 times 5, 2 plus 5 equal 7. So which two numbers we will choose? We will choose 1 and what? 1 and 10. So by factoring, you are going to make like this. So we have x to the power of 2, it will be x and x. And then we have 10, so you have 10 times 1. The both two sign, it will be exactly like the middle term, so it will be positive and positive. And this is equal 0. Now I want to find the answer. Then we will make each one equal 0, which means x plus 10 equal 0. Then x equal, we will transfer 10 to the opposite side, so it will be equal -10. And the second part, we have x plus 1 equal 0. Then we will transfer x to the opposite side, or we will add the additive inverse for both. So we have x equal -1. So the solution for this quadratic function, it will be equal -10 and -1. Don't forget, I want to, before we will end, to revise together. Did you remember a quadratic general formula? Sometimes we have a question and we will say use quadratic solving by using general formula. You know the general formula, quadratic general formula? Negative b,
Negative b,
positive
Positive or
or
negative.
negative. Okay, positive or negative is square root
b
b to the power of 2
minus 4a
exactly minus 4 what?
AC
minus 4a.
AC. Yes, minus 4AC.
over 2A.
Exactly, over 2A. Over 2A. Sometimes you can find this one, يعني, positive or negative. I can write it like this في answers. Negative B, positive or negative. It will come next to each other, okay? Positive or negative, square root, b to the power of 2, and so on. So instead of you will find the choice, for example, positive or negative like this, it will be positive or negative like this, comes after each other, okay? Discriminant, which is the part under the radical sign, like b squared minus 4ac, if the number under the square root is positive, which means we have two solutions. If it's a 0, so we have one solution. If it's a negative, no solution or 0 solutions. So please try to revise and send to me any question if you have any questions, send it to me. And as I said, inshallah,